if we go through some examples here, for each of these questions we're going to identify the angle reason and the missing angle or angles if there's more than one. The first thing to do is, generally it's the easiest way is to find the angle reason first, because that's how you're going to calculate the missing angle. So for this first one, we can see that we have a point here and we have angles surrounding that point. So this should be a straightforward angles at a point. I'm going to try typing them so it's neater for you. Okay, so that's our reason. We now need to work out this value. Because we know they add up to 360, I'm going to add the three angles that I have, so 71 plus 89 plus 37, and they come to 197. And then I'm going to do 360, subtract that. So that gives B, angle B as 163. Okay, the second one. Again, angle reason first. So we can see there's a straight line here. There's three angles on that straight line, and they all meet at the same point. So this would be angles on a straight line at 180. Okay, so again, because these angles meet at the point they add to 180, we're going to work out what they come to. So 56 plus 62. So those two angles come to 118, and then we're going to do 180, subtract that. Gives us 62. So angle D, 62 degrees, and the reason was up above. Okay, next one. Okay, so when there's two letters, we tend to work out them in alphabetical order. So for this first one, the reason would be angles on a straight line. Okay, so this is an important part here, and something that many people often make a mistake with. Now we have this straight line. These two angles and this one all sit on that straight line, but the two angles that add up to 180 would just be these two, because they're the only two that meet on a straight line. So it's very important that you recognize that these are the two angles that add up to 180. This one, it may sit on the same straight line as these two, but it's not attached to them, it's nothing to do with them. So if this angle is 143, we're going to find A by subtracting that from 180. So 180 subtract 143 gives us 37. So angle A is 37. We've got two options here. Actually, no, we'll just focus on the one that we've done before. So we now know that angle A is 37. We know that this is a triangle, and so these three angles, the 37, the 73, and B, add up to 180. So the reason for this one, so let's get our reason sorted out, is angles in a triangle add to 180, and angle B, we would do 37 plus 73 110, so it would be 180 subtract, so these come to 110, and so it would be 180 subtract 110, so angle B would be 70 degrees. Okay, the next one, 3 angles. This is our unknown one, this one we're trying to find. They all meet at a point, so I'm going to save a bit of time and just copy and paste that reason. So this one's angles at a point add to 360, and we're going to calculate what those 2 angles come to. So 113 plus 128, they come to 241. 360 subtract that, gives the missing angle as 119. Okay, and we've got E, F and G. As I say, we normally do this alphabetically. This is one that, a very common one that lots of people make their lives harder, and they often tend to use the incorrect angle reasons for this. So if we're trying to calculate E first, we don't have to look at the whole diagram, we can just focus on a part of it, and you can see that this here is a straight line, and on that straight line we know that angle E along with the angle 58 have to add up to 180. So there's our reason. We know that this one would be that angles on a straight line add to 180. So we'll now do our calculation. So we'll do 180 subtract 50. Oops. Subtract 58 gives 122. So angle E is 122. Right, we then know that we have vertically opposite angles. So this and this are vertically opposite, so that means that we can straight away say that G is 58, and the reason they are vert op angles. That's enough to say that, vert op angles. Now you have a choice here with angle F. You can either say that it's vertically opposite to angle E, or you can say it's on a straight line with this 58, and several different ways, so you can choose whichever one you want, but I know that it is 122 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to leave that on blank with the angle E's, and you can choose which one you would prefer. Right, next one. So we'll focus on the triangle. We're trying to find A first. Because it's an isosceles triangle, I know that these 2 base angles are equal. So straight away, I know that A is 65, and the reason is that the base angles and isos triangle are equal. Okay, so that's how we've got 60 angle A. Now we need angle B. Well, we know that the angles, so our reason is angles, oops, a triangle at 180. Okay, so there's our reason, and we would then do 65 plus 65, and then 180 subtract that, so we get 50 degrees. So the 165 plus 65 plus 65 gave us 130, and then angle B is 50 degrees. Okay, and the last one on this page, a few angles that we need to work out here. So let's start with angle A. Okay, so angle A. Always look out for the angles that they've given you. So they've given us this 123, this 37, and the 13. Now I would suggest here, as before, it's one that people would miss out quite easily. If we're trying to find angle A, we can see that this is a straight line and that these two angles add up to 180. So the reason here is angles on a straight line at 180. Okay, and the angle would be 180 subtract 123, which gives us 57. So A is 57. Now angle B, we know that they are in a triangle. So reason for this one, let's find one to copy rather than oh, not sure what happened there. Okay, let's just try again. Angles in a triangle at 180. And so calculation is 57 plus 37 gives us 94. And we do 180. Subtract that. Gives us angle B as 86. Now angle C, where you can see is, well, hopefully you can see is vertically opposite the one they've given us. So angle C, the reason is not sure why that's not allowing me to copy. Okay, let me just type it then. So these are vert op angles, and so that would be 123. So C is 123 degrees. Angle D, you have options here. You can either do vert op angles because it's opposite A, or you can do angles on a straight line because it's with the 123. So again, I'm going to leave that reason blank. You can choose which one it is, but it would be the same as A, which is 57. And then the final angle E, I'd suggest the easiest thing would be angles in a triangle at 180. So let's get that reason down. And then we can do our calculations. So 13 plus 57 is 70. And so angle E would be 180 minus that, which is 110.